It's November now. I didn't get to make a video for YouTube for the month of October, and I think even the month before that. It's been really busy, a lot of ups and downs. Definitely some good points, like, you know, making more sales, people following the brand more. There's a couple of times I was like close to a burnout because, you know, my day job is, I fucking hate it. And it's just been feeling like extra draining. There's been little time when I'm trying to balance out everything because I'm trying to make time to work out, cook, eat right, still make time to rest and all that, and, you know, still pursue the other things I want to do. Try not to feel too bad about it though, because I was doing what I could with like what I can, which is kind of like my motto. At this point, I thought about it like a lot. I thought about like just quitting, just focusing on like something else, or like be a career person like that. I just don't think that it's for me. I either have like this hard time trying to do what I want, but, you know, having freedom, or less freedom but less to worry about. And I feel like I just need that freedom, especially like to make stuff. The troubles of life feel like they go away when I'm making things that I enjoy. I really like sewing, so doing these little upcycles, it just feels really nice because it feels cool to be able to bring ideas to life like that. Because beforehand, I'd have to just do it in 2D, Photoshop. Like if I put like a lot of time and effort, I could probably do it in 3D as well, even though that's something I do want to learn at some point soon. Yeah, so I just like finished October's upcycle. I'm pretty proud of that one. I think it's even better than like the Carhartt sweater. This one's like a half sleeve black shirt, put like a Velcro patch with the logo on it, and I used those big tags I told you guys I would find uses for. So I think I'm just gonna use those on the upcycles. Maybe it'll just be like the mark of knowing this is an upcycled item or something, or like a one of one because it has the big tag. I was having trouble because like I really wanted to put like this orange poly webbing across the Velcro and then like find a way to make it so you can hide the Velcro patch with that or not. So I was gonna originally sew like loop Velcro on both ends. So this part would be like firmly attached. I have 2 loops on both sides of the belt here, and then sew hook next to the bigger Velcro loop with the logo. So that way you can kind of just take it on and off. And then I'd sew another hook piece here as well. That way you can kind of hide it. And I thought it was like such a cool idea because it's like it adds the color accent of like our brand colors in Halloween, but also gives you like this cool option to like show the logo, hide the logo, protect the Velcro or not, or like use the patch or don't, you know what I mean? But I didn't have any fucking hook Velcro. I just ordered only loop because, you know, I just attach patches to them. I usually don't have them attached to each other, but might order some hook in the future because of that. But yeah, I just finished shooting the photos and videos for the October upcycle, which is super dope. So instead I ended up settling with like a tool loop on the lower right side. So you can kind of just put like whatever you can put on a carabiner. You can put tools like a hammer. It's not super heavyweight, mind you, but it's good enough to use for like some ordinary stuff. So it was either that or like I'd do something here to put like pens and stuff, but I ended up going with that because it just felt cooler. I'm a fan of like asymmetrical stuff, so I really like that. I feel like the main point I want to get to in this video, this is a message for me and also for anyone else who feels like that. We're on a different path. We're not doing the traditional route. If you're anything like me, you're probably not the type to just get there, good job, get a house, settle down, wife and kids kind of thing. I feel like it's not the route I want to go. And I'm not shitting on anyone who does go that route or wants to go that route. Highly respectable, and, you know, people like me can't do what we do without people who want to do those things. But it just feels very limiting. The way society is structured with like all the traditional stuff you have to be bound by. There's a lot to fight and a lot to unlearn, and it might feels like uphill a lot of the time, but it's really worth it when you get like that sense that you did something, especially if it's something you wanted to do, did it on your own or like mostly on your own. Either way, like you made it happen, you know what I mean? And I think that's what makes it worth like chasing, even though it gets really fucking hard sometimes. Like, just keep going, and it can get really hard. I think it's okay to take like breaks, even like long breaks, because I'm trying to get back into shooting videos as well for freelance and trying to get a job for it. But before this, I basically took a year off of doing that when I got this job here, and I was just doing Ghostn and the job because I feel like doing both would have been a lot. But now I really want to leave that job and go back into making videos. Preferably like I'd be my own boss again, but I really do think I want to work like for some sort of small agency, just so I can get more experience with like some soft skills, communication, you know, selling and all that. And also just to learn some things that I would not have picked up on my own. I just feel like, you know, it's a good mindset to just be like a lifelong learner. I just feel like that's one of the reasons why I can't be complacent. And it's probably also ADHD as to why I have to always be doing something, but a few days ago, I asked you guys if you had any questions, send them over and I'll answer them in this next YouTube video. And I figured this part would also make a good reel, so. We got a handful, which is way better than the last times I've asked over the years, where I'd get like maybe one if I'm lucky, but let's go through them. First question is, what is the best and worst Halloween candy? No, easy. The worst is candy corn, and then the best is harder to pick, but it's been a while since I've had candy, so I'll probably say like Lindor truffles or some shit. Dark chocolate though. Next question. What was one of the hardest challenges on relocating from your hometown? Moving everything over here, like physically, and I'm talking about like the inventory and all that. There's a bunch of boxes. I tried to sell off as much as I could before I left to make that easier. It didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Still managed to sell some stuff, but you know, I was really hoping to lighten the load there. So just basically getting everything over here from like halfway across the world, and then also the business side of stuff, having to start over there, and leaving during like a momentous time for us in Guam. All of that basically sums up to restarting. I guess like a side thing that's also hard is like the community. I haven't really built one up here yet. Like I have a few people here who are cool and like I can work with and stuff like that, but it's not really like what it was in Guam yet. Still trying to network again and all that. Next question. Why are so handsome? Less important. When will the sling bags be in stock again? Thank you. And for the first part of that question, I don't know, I guess we'd have to ask my mom or something. And as for the sling bags, I'm not restocking those sling bags. I'm talking like the exact same ones that we had. I do plan on making more bags in the future. I just want them to be way better than that one. And the main reason being is like the manufacturer I had for those bags, they kind of fucked me over. So the original design was just the sling bag itself and then like reflective print of the icon on the front, you know, the face. And then when I got them, I wanted to add like color accents to them, so I'd outsourced the sewing of different color Velcro strips onto the front of the bags. So shout out to Asia, my friend who owns Honey Threads, for helping out there, and also Ray's mom. But when I got the bags, I made an order of like 100 of them. So to my disappointment, when I opened the box to do like a quality check, half of them had like the zippers broken. The bags that still had the zippers working and everything, I'd get really paranoid because luckily like it was the bags that my friends ended up getting, the zipper parts, the handles, the zipper pulls, they would like fall out and break. And you know, I was really pissed about this. I was like contacting them. I was like, what the fuck's up with these bags? Like why are they breaking? Why are they faulty? And they're saying they fucked up. They didn't put the bags together before like pressing on the logo. So what ended up happening was like the press would go on to put the logo, but it would affect the zipper pulls on the bag already because it'd have to push down, and that messed up a lot of the zippers. So I ended up losing a lot on that, but I am glad people seem to like the concept of it. When I look back at it, I'm just like, man, I wish I could have done better for it. So they will not be coming back, but there will be new bags. Right now, I'm gonna be working on some tote bags to do like little tests. I'm gonna sew on them, and then if that goes well, we'll get those. But there are plans for new bags, so stay tuned for that. Next question. When did you find out you were Italian? I don't know, the first time you told me, I guess. Back in like college, when I first met like some of my friends like Sean, they saw my last name, which is, you know, so because of like my last name, some of them would be like, hey, are you Italian? And I'm like, no, I'm not Italian, I'm literally Filipino. And then they'd just be like, but your last name, it just sounds like so Italian. And for some reason, I don't even think they mentioned that to Scarrick, but she ended up coming to that conclusion on her own. I don't know, is it just a thing? Like, do I give off Italian or something, you know what I mean? Next question, what is your favorite fabric to work with, and what is the hardest fabric to work with? Well, right now, my favorite fabric to work with is cotton, mostly because the upcycles I've been doing have mostly just been composed of cotton or like cotton blends. And it's just really like versatile and easy. I'm sure that'll change down the line. Like I do want to fuck around with like corduroy and shit like that. Maybe some satin, you know. What is the hardest to work with? Well, the hardest one I had to work with like recently was, I can't really remember, but it was just majority polyester because it was like thick, and I was kind of using it to sew on as an accent. This was like a tester, so it wasn't like a piece I was gonna put out, but definitely like the thicker, harder fabrics, just because I don't have like specialized needles for them yet. I just have like the all-purpose ones, and cut. I think there's cool things coming up. If you've been following the Instagram, you know that there's been some issues with the shirt manufacturing, but I'm pretty confident in saying that those are settled. We got a new design we worked on, and I'm actually happy with it as well. I just got the news yesterday that they finished production, so they'll be shipping them out soon, and I'm hoping they're here by like mid-November. However, Scarrick does have some other business to tend to, so it might clash in November. That's why we're trying to work out a release schedule, which we wouldn't have to if it came out in October like we planned, but here we are. I mean, at the very least, the people who made the labels for our logo and the ominous positivity keychains pulled through, because those look sick, and I'm really happy with the response to that. But seriously, I'm really grateful that for like this collab and like Scarrick's willingness to collab in the first place, because like even when we first started talking, her account was like way bigger than mine, and still is, but it's way bigger now than it was before, but it was still like a lot bigger than my account. So the fact that, you know, she was willing to collab, it really means a lot, and it's done a lot, honestly, for reach and awareness, and it's just amazing. Like, I'm really happy to have stumbled upon her page, and I think I also found more people recently that kind of vibe with the brand, and like they made really cool posts for him, so I hope we can continue working with them. You know, I do need more like male influencers, or people identify as male. That's probably another thing I'm gonna look for. And I do need to start, I need to learn how to run ads better, like setting them up, and also like figuring out what media works. For now, I'm just gonna start boosting stuff that is already doing well, and then kind of get a feel for it from there. Cause I've kind of just been doing shit randomly and seeing what hits. I was really lucky with like the last ad set I did before the improv ads, cause those did surprisingly well. And actually, that was like the first ad campaign to track and show that I got conversions from it, and they were like decent number of like the average sale was like pretty good. I think it was like 50 or higher or something, but the spend was also high. But you know, you can't really help it, because like there's not much data for Ghostn yet in terms of ads, so there's a lot to like kind of comb through and figure out what would work and not. So small update from me, more coming, keep going, and I'll see you guys next time.